Welcome back to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As tonight we have the Underdog Racing League Xfinity Series here at the Nashville Super Speedway for the Thunder Rolls 160 presented by Ultimate Siding and Guttering of LLC of Louisiana. So make sure you go check them out. But let's give another special shout out to our sponsors who help make it happen here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting. First, we're going to give a special shout out to ButtKicker. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car. By moving in physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly in sync with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you head on over to ButtKicker.com to check out their ButtKicker Gamer 2 or their various other products. And you can use our promo code FreakyFast20 to get 20% off of any purchase there at ButtKicker.com, and you can feel what you've been missing. Also want to give a shout out to the Marconi Setup Shop, the home for iRacing setups and the official setup shop of the Richmond Raceway Esports team, fielding the number 46 and 90 in the Coca-Cola iRacing series of Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak. With everything from legends to cup cars, we've got you covered. Dirt setups for late models, modifieds, and wing sprints are also available as well. Coaching from professional drivers such as NASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series champion Zach Novak, his teammate Jimmy Mullis, all-star winner from the iRacing Coca-Cola Series, and River Hayes, and many more also available. And remember, at the Marconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but they're your victories. You can head on over to www.marconisetupshop.com today, where you can use the promo code FFB10 to get 10% off of any setup purchase there at their website. And also, we have a giveaway going on right now with the Marconi Setup Shop, where we are giving away a coaching lesson for yourself. So a free coaching lesson to the Marconi Setup Shop of your choice, which driver, to teach you the ropes of iRacing. So very cool experience, and we'll get that link for that giveaway out in chat here in the next few moments, as it's definitely a giveaway you do not want to miss here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And thank you to Freaky Fast Broadcasting, not only, but Marconi Setup Shop for putting on this giveaway here that we have going on. But back to the racing action out here tonight. We are at the Nashville Super Speedway, and I believe this is the first time here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting we have this racetrack, so I'm excited, as I am Zach Hall up in the booth, and we have Ryan Twynham joining me up here in the booth, and we have Robert Moyer Jr. in the production box. Ryan, welcome back here this week to the Underdog Racing League, man. We are here at the Nashville Super Speedway, one of the newest tracks on the oval circuit in iRacing. This should be a fun one with these Xfinity cars, as we learn.
Yeah, it's going to be a slick one. Minimal experience at this track, as most drivers are. We've only seen it 1 week so far on the iRacing officials. I ran out there and ran some test laps, and it sure is slick and when you first get out there.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. We are hearing is very slick, especially on the first few laps as these tires come up to heat on this concrete surface. And it sounds like a lot of issues for drivers coming out of turn 4. So we're going to have to watch that maybe be the calamity corner all night long. But I cannot wait for this. This track, when I saw it on the schedule, I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. This is something new. And I always enjoy a new spice to racing. And that's what we got here tonight. As this practice session comes to an end, let's say we're going to head off into qualifying. And from what I've seen of this track, you can definitely make passes, but at the same time, track position always at a premium. Let's see how qualifying works out here.
Yeah, it's going to be a track that, just based on what I've seen, it's a bottom feeder track. You're going to want to run, the preferred line is the bottom here. As the tires wear, you can slide up the track a little bit. The car's going to start to push. It's going to make it hard to pass. You can hold it on the outside. That's just not where you preferably want to be. So as tires wear out, we might see some single file racing, but should be some good racing.
Yeah, I think it's going to produce some great racing here tonight. I think tire wear is going to be at a premium. Also, see who can save those tires the best, as drivers are attempting right now to put down their fastest lap times they possibly can to put themselves in their qualifying order. And looking at the racetrack, about 108 degrees on the track temp, so very hot racing surface here, this concrete surface. As These drivers are under the daylight here in the beautiful Nashville Super Speedway.
Yeah, we got 15 out there coming up for a lap here. We got stages are 30, 40, and 50, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember seeing 30, 40, 50.
Yes, they are. So we'll have first stage at lap 30. Second stage is going to be there at lap 70, and we'll have a 50 lap shootout to the end from there. And really, fuel mileage is one thing I really don't have a clue on here. We do have a 65% fuel load limit, so I don't believe these guys are going to be able to go. For sure, they're not going to be able to go that 50 lap distance there at the end. The other stages, those will be questionable. We'll have to see. But as the times start to roll in, Kevin Orlando Jr. right now having the top time as Loveland takes that from him. And the 56 machine is a 30.95 rolls in. We'll see if anybody can back up their lap times from practice, because Ray Lane, the newcomer in the 55 machine, he was quickest in practice with a 30.79. That's the one I'm most interested in to see what he can
do. Yeah, I'm curious too. I saw that he had joined during the league, and we'd like to welcome him aboard and see what he got, see what he has for that stingy number 5 car. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was trying to catch the broadcast from last week when I was out. Did he get the Grand Slam last week?
Yes, he did, in very dominant fashion there. He was just so quick last week in the in that number 5 machine, as always. As I believe he's on his second lap of his qualifying lap. We'll see where he puts it up on the board after the second lap.
There you got Loveland up there now in the pole position, second in our points to Jason Fensler. I think he's sitting about 16 back. You got Justice Murphy third, and there's Fensler taking the pole away from Loveland.
Yeah, what a lap from him there. Put him up there in the top of the board, 30.91, but it opens the door up. Nobody's backed up their practice times yet. So maybe the track's slowing down a little bit. Maybe even track playing a little bit effective. This track does have some long straightaways. It's a very interesting racetrack looking at it. It kind of has a short track feel, but at the same time, a intermediate style for sure. But right now, it's our top 3 from last week. Jason Fensler, James Loveland, and Robert Rader on top of the board. As we've got about a minute and 26 seconds left in their qualifying. And Ray Lane, by a thousandth of a second, goes to the top of the board in a 30.912. And look at that, first time here. And that's going to be a first time pole possibly.
Yeah, and, we've got some fresh meat in the race. And he goes straight to the top of the board. You got Fensler, Loveland, Rader, who are the all 3 of them in that order are the point leaders so far this season. So you got the best guys up there. Just trying to look here. I do not see the 99 out there yet. I wonder if is he in the room? I'm not 100% sure.
The 99. I do not see Walterman out here tonight. No. So
yeah. All right. I didn't think so.
Yeah, don't let the Freaky Fast car is going to be out here tonight taking part. As unfortunate as he's had a very good season up to this point with that maiden win opening the season. But looks like 27 seconds left here in qualifying. And I'm unsure if anybody else is out here for a lap. I'm going to say Trevor Earhart, where does he put it on the board? It looks like he'll slot himself up possibly to 4th. So a good lap there and a late going for that 25 machine to put him in a top 5 run here with 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and you noted it a few moments ago. This is an odd track. It says super speedway. It looks like a speedway, but when you're driving it feels more like a short track. So it's a very odd shape and it's a very odd track. But it's going to take a lot of talent to bring it around here.
Oh, it definitely will take a ton of talent here. And they got it here at the Underdog Racing League as they start to grid up. As qualifying has come to an end, we'll go ahead and bring our qualifying results up. There's the newcomer to the league here, Ray Lane. Congrats to him in the 55 machine, bringing home that pole position tonight over our points leader and past champion, Jason Fensler, in the second position. Third is going to go to James Loveland. Fourth is going to be Trevor Earhart. Fifth place going to go to Robert Rader. Sixth is going to be Kevin Orlando Jr. Seventh is Justin Sternard. Eighth is going to go to Grant Thrope. Ninth is going to go to Justice Murphy. 10th is Marshall Wilson. 11th is going to be Parker Johnston. 12th is going to go to Nick Alves. 13th is Sean Huffstutler. 14th is going to be Cody Dorsey. 15th, John Magner. 16th, Peyton Presley. 17th, Jacob Sekrovich. 18th is going to go to Jake Williams. 19th is Christopher Heights. 20th is going to go to Dane Moyer. 21st, Scott Kerberg. 22nd, Dennis Steele. 23rd, Eddie Wildermuth. 24th is going to be David Buell. And rounding out your field in the 25th position is going to be Jeff Glover, as that's your starting lineup here tonight for the Underdog Racing League here at the Nashville Super Speedway. And I tell you what, Ryan, it's a great looking field here tonight, and we are getting confirmation that the Freaky Fast car is on vacation this week. As we're getting that's Walterman out there in chat actually. So thank you for tuning in though, Dylan. Good to always have you out there, man. And unfortunately on vacation, but I hope you're having a good time also. So
yeah, it's unfortunate he's not out here. I enjoy watching him represent the broadcast booth up here. I'm always rooting for him to do well. So he was 4th in points. He's going to take a hit this week, but I do believe they have a drop race, so he certainly will use that drop race here.
Yeah, this will definitely be that use of that, like you said there, as they get all double file back up here on the back straightaway. Looks like, I believe, I wonder if they do 1 or 2 pace laps there. I imagine it's going to be 1. We should be getting ready to go green flag racing here early in the going. And I tell you what, I'm gonna learn very quickly here. I have yet to get laps into this track. I've yet to watch a race in this track. I'm so excited to see this green flag drop, because this is something I have never experienced, and I hope all the fans at home are ready for this as we get ready to bring the action to you here, live in 1440p action, live on YouTube, live on iRacing Live, and the green flag is out, and we're off and away on Freaky Fast Broadcasting in the Underdog Racing League at the Nashville Super Speedway. Down at turn 1, Jason Finsler, our defending series champion and past race winner, drives it into 1, taking the lead from Raymond.
Yeah, you got some pack racing here in the top 5, and there's a wreck already. You got a caution out on the track.
Oh man, yeah, early caution here. I believe that's Scott Kerberg in the 14 machine. And it looks like he may have got a little bit of help here early in the going to bring out our first Freaky Fast yellow. And man, oh man, that's an early mistake there from the 81. I think Eddie Wildermuth getting into the back of that 14 machine. And that's going to send Kerberg around. Luckily, oh, there comes Buell. And man, the 52 had nowhere to go. Hard contact between him and Scott Kerberg. That's going to be where most of the damage lies. But I tell you what, these Xfinity cars on the side of the cars are pretty tough with the composite body.
Yeah, you're gonna get a fast repair being used there most likely, but just a little mistake. Drivers make them. It happens. They're gonna get damage fixed and get back out there. You don't like seeing, you don't like using a fast repair this early, but
yeah, you definitely you wouldn't want to use it this time. At this point, it's definitely a little bit earlier than I think you would have wanted, but at least you got it in your back pocket to save you there. I would think that the 14 most likely, he could possibly see how much they could fix that thing up. David Buell, I mean, it looks like he's going to stay out anyways, and he's got a considerable amount of damage on the right front fender, and that's an area I'm concerned about more than really that door. So interesting call by him to stay out there after taking that heavy lick to the front end.
yeah, I thought for sure Buell would come down, and I know it's early, but I thought he'd come down and take that fast repair. I'm surprised he's staying out.
Looks like Walterman out in chat. He says he's a little upset because he loves this track and he's pretty fast here, so that's unfortunate. But like I said, at least if you're going to be spending your time here not racing for Freaky Fast Broadcast, at least you can be doing is on vacation. That's definitely a good time for sure. So if you're having fun out there, like again I said, Dylan. But right now at the moment, Finsler taking the lead off that early start. I mean, that was an impressive move from him to get the lead from Ray Lane there, who had a very good time in qualifying to take it by 1,000 in a second. I can tell you what, too, being out front here, I think is going to be key, because that dirty air and just having the lead is going to probably help you save them tires.
Yeah, that was an impressive start by Fensler taking the lead there. Now, the leader can pick high or low, so I'm curious to see if he's going to pick the high line again.
Yeah, that'll be actually interesting to see here, as I believe we'll have one more pace lap. before we bring it back. Green flag races an early yellow into turn 1 here to open up the Nashville Super Speedway's time here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in here tonight on iRacing Live on YouTube, any platform you got tuned into us. Thank you very much for being a part of Freaky Fast Broadcasting. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button. We already got 5 of those tonight, so I appreciate that. And also hit that subscribe and notification bell, as that will let you know each and every time we go live each week and each night, because Freaky Fast Broadcasting is a very busy channel here, and we get lots of racing action throughout the week that you do not want to miss out on, and especially if you're a huge race fan.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing those subscribers go up too. I took a week off, and when I come back, I noticed we had, I think it was 950 last week or a couple weeks ago. Now we're up to 966. It's going quick.
Yeah, man, I tell you, the guys here are doing a great job. Not only you, me, Robert, the rest of the crew. Everybody's doing their part, and the fans out there tuning in are giving us the love and support that we do this for. So it's great to see that number continuously go up, and I won't quit till I see 1,000. Then I won't quit till we see 10,000. So got to keep adding up the digits.
Yeah, maybe you can get that raise you guys were talking about last week on the air, huh?
You never know. When those numbers start coming, you never know how this thing can go. So we'll see. But right now, definitely a huge passion. Looks like Fensler's going to take the bottom here. So elected to take that bottom lane. We'll see if Ray Lane can time this restart. But I believe Fensler should have control instead of them going on the green flag here. So we'll see when he elects to go. But Ray Lane there a little bit asleep in there on the beginning start, and not getting the best start.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of both. I think Fensler had a great start, and Lane just maybe napping a little bit, but also we didn't really have much, didn't go off much. We got a half a quarter in.
Very, very true. We'll see how it plays out for him here as we're right on board. We'll be looking for the green flag to wave in the restart zone. There goes Fensler. He's off and away as the green flag waves now. And man, look at that jump. What a start for him. That's still a Loveland get to the inside of that 55. Can he clear the 56 down into 1 as the same way Fensler did? Yes, he does. And he takes control a second as the battle back there. Looks like Orlando Jr., the first one, looking high, but he'll slot back behind Robert Raymond.
And I think a lot of this race is going to be getting down low and just hoping for maybe a mistake by the guy in front of you, or maybe they leave the door open a little bit and you can pass on the inside. I really do feel like you can save your spot, or defend your spot well on the high side, but to complete a pass on the high side, it might not be ideal because you're just that much quicker.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. These guys with the battle now for second. Loveland giving up a position to Trevor Earhart, who's to the bottom. Looks like he'll take the spot. Now Robert Rader attacking that 56 machines. He's missed the bottom a few times, and it looks like the way backwards is to miss that bottom lane. And ooh, we see very close to the outside wall. So he'll get down in front of Orlando Jr. and at least hold on to the 5th position. But man, from 2nd to 5th there early in the going, just from missing the bottom. So definitely, like I said, got to keep it on that bottom lane if you want to be going forward.
Yeah, and you saw Loveland get way up towards the wall off 4. I have a feeling we're going to see quite a few people might bounce it off that wall coming off 4. It comes up and up on you in a hurry.
That it does. And we heard that was kind of the calamity corner. Ooh, the stunner in the 33. That DraftKings machine almost went and mowed some grass there off of 4 as he was on the inside of Orlando Jr. and had that loose moment. Let's go slide him back to 9th. Directly in front of Marshall Wilson in the 23 as the battle concludes. There is, looks like back here for about the 17th position, Jake Williams and Christopher Heights battling it up with Dennis Steele and Jeff Glover also.
Yeah, and you see the field starting to not spread out per se, but get single file, and they're gonna wait a few laps. I think the first 4 or 5 laps, these guys are really slick on this surface. As you mentioned earlier, very hot track, that's not going to help. So maybe they might be waiting for the tires, warm up a bit, and then you got to fight the pushing.
Yeah, you do. And the battles back here very strong as for this 16th position there. You see the one of Dennis Still go by John Magner. He's going to take that 17th position there. And is directly behind there, Dane Moore, Eddie Wildermuth, multiple drivers right here battling back here in the fringe of the top 20.
Yeah, and we're coming up halfway of stage one. Top 10 will get some stage points in descending point value. And so these guys up just outside the top 10, maybe they got some time to make some moves, but laps are ticking away quick.
Yeah, laps here will tick away pretty quick on 31 seconds per lap. Here is up front, Ray Lane, newcomer to the league here at the Underdog Race League. He's showing Jason Finsler his fronting as he's all over the deck there, that 5, about a half a car on the back.
Yeah, and he's showing some competition. He's just going to follow. He's following along now. He's got the gap closed up, and you see Benson's going to pull away a little bit now. But sign of things to come. It's going to be a good battle for the win here today.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing is definitely looks like the 55 a little bit lower in the corner, but also carrying a little more center speed, while the 5 is kind of back in the center up more and getting a little bit better exit. So thinking the tire advantage is going to go towards Finsler, especially with the clean air advantage that 55 will not have running right behind the 5. We'll have to see though how it shakes out though here at lap 30, because that's the stage number we're looking for. But the 55 Ray Lane definitely showing his muscle here early in his career here at the Underdog Racing.
Yeah, it's good to see new guys coming to the league and run well. You got Loveland, Rader, Earhart, Fensler. All those guys are the class of the standings right now. So Lane looking like he could fit right up there with those guys each and every, well, at least for today, but probably each and every week. I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I think he's looking like, I mean, especially a tough racetrack like this. This is a tough racetrack. I mean, this is definitely a track that takes a lot of driver skill and finesse. And right now, watching this 55 is right on board. He's definitely got the finesse and the skill to possibly be a race winner. Not only a race winner, maybe, you know, a champion at some point here. So we'll have to see what he can do. But you can see our last season champion there in front of him, Jason Finsler. This guy is just one tough cookie to beat. It's going to be very, very tough for someone to dethrone him, as last week getting that freaky fast Grand Slam. Ray Lane, though, the one that's trying to do it tonight, as he was on pole to start this race.
Yeah, virtually tied for the pole with the champion, but he did beat him by 1,000th of a second. The top, I'm trying to remember, I think it was the top 3, top 4 were all within a 100th, or not 100th, a 10th of each other. So top of the field, we're pretty all bunched up close together in qualifying.
Yeah, very close times here at the Nashville Speedway. And even close times throughout the field here as this run continues on. Most of the guys right now in the 3150s. It's Finsler up front, 3156, Ray Lane 3150, 3159 to Trevor Earhart, 3159 to Robert Rader. Loveland's at 3164, 3169 for Murphy. So definitely a lot of good times. We had Justin Stoner at 3157 last time by, so he's the driver in 9th right now, running times similar to our leader.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see times about maybe a little over a second fall off after about 25 laps, I noticed earlier. And then they kind of just start to level off. I didn't get too much experience at this track when we were here. I think I ran one race in the trucks. I don't think I ran an Xfinity race here, but earlier I noticed about a second and a half fall off.
Yeah, right now we're really not looking at much fall off at the moment. So yeah, definitely I think by a 25 lap point you could be seeing about a second of fall off. So
yeah, and they did have that early caution that you know, that bumped them back about 5 laps. So this first stage might not be too hard on the tires. and on the times, but interested, like you said earlier, with the pit strategy. Interested to see how stage 2 and stage 3 go.
Yeah, we'll be next time by coming to 10 to go in the stage. Jason Finsler still out front. Ray Lane 3/10 behind. And we're looking back here in the pack to see the lines for these drivers. Those drivers located right on the bottom. And I tell you, this track though does give you a little bit of option. You can run about half a groove up. There's stuff there I've seen usable before, but we'll just have to see who can figure it out. I mean, new track on the service. Not everybody has got this place completely figured out yet.
Yeah, and as you'll see them slide up a lane or two possibly as the cars start to push. I'm impressed that I haven't seen anyone bounce it off the wall off 4 yet. I think that's going to come into play, or at least I thought it would. I mean, we're only 22 laps in, but these guys continue to impress me every track we go to with the amount of talent that's in this group of drivers.
Yeah, they're a very, very impressive group here, and they've always just put on some great, clean racing action, and not many wrecks, like you said. So nobody, I mean, they had a whole betting odds for who was going to spin it off for first here tonight, and I can tell you, nobody's spun it off 4 yet, so we haven't seen those odds come to fruition.
Yeah, we had a couple guys get sideways. We saw, I don't remember. We saw someone go through the infield in qualifying, but everyone's been keeping it straight for the most part. A couple sideways cars, but no spins yet. So betting's still open.
Yeah, it's definitely still open for all, but what's not open is that lead. Jason Finsler out front, just starting to stretch his gap. What he does each and every time, his tire management is really, you know, we talk about his speed. He is very, very fast. But one thing I tell you, Jason Finsler has over a lot of drivers is just tire management. He continues his speed throughout the whole entire run, and it's just impressive to watch from that 5 machine.
It is, and you know, I got to talk to him. I got to talk to the guys in leagues around iRacing, how they can be so fast week in and week out. And also, it's like they have super tires, because I try to run up front and I'll start falling back because I can't manage tires, or I'll think I'm managing tires. Guys in front maybe come back to me. Nope, I never see them again. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it is definitely an art, and I tell you, you know, watching Finsler really, it's gotta be just come down to, he keeps the tire temp in that range that he needs to. He never overworks the tire too much. Right on the edge of the grip level, never going over the edge of the grip level, or never going really under. He's just driving the car to what it needs, and it's just super impressive to watch here. As you know, Ray Lane, he was very, very quick there for a few moments, but now you can tell just running all over the back of that number 5 there for so long. That number 55 is dropping back pretty quickly into the hands of Robert Rader.
Oh, you see Moyer going through the infield there. He's got, looks like he might have some damage to that right side. He might have bounced off the wall there. And then, you know, I'm looking at Rader. He's keeping pace with Fencer. He's actually maybe even a little tick quicker.
Oh, caution. Oh, looks like Justin Stunner's in the grass. The 33 machine. Let's go bring our second caution of the evening. I believe that's going to be a stage caution too, because it's within 5 laps. But man, contact between Huff-Stutler and Stunner. They're bringing out the yellow. Ooh, that is going to shake things up here for this stage.
Yeah, you got Fensler grabbing another stage point there. You got Lane second, Rader, Earhart, Loveland rounding out your top 5. Thorpe ends up sneaking in there to get the 10th spot with that caution.
Man, oh man, that caution they're going to bring into stage 1. It looks like Jason Finsler going to win that stage with Ray Lane there in that second position. Robert Rader, your top 3, but it is Been an interesting race so far as these drivers are going to look to probably hit pit road here to get service done. Yes, they are coming all down now to get 4 tires and fuel as they got 5 sets here tonight. So this is only going to be taking that second set for them. So they're still going to have 3 more in the pits. Definitely going to need those for the rest of the race, though.
Yeah, this track, you're gonna be, the car's gonna want to push as the run goes on, but you still can't really hammer it off the corner, especially off 4, because you'll be chasing that rear end here, and it's good to see they're getting tires. I was curious. I saw Moyer go through the grass. I was wondering if he did have damage or not. I was wondering if he was going to take an extra long stop, but he might be all right.
Yeah, it looks like he's all good as Fensler wins the race off pit road. Ray Lane, they're coming off second, and Robert Rader going off third. So they hold the top 3 spots at the moment. It's Fensler winning the stage 1. The thing that this caution does, though, this makes the second stage even longer because we still have to get to lap 70 now. So this is going to be a few laps longer than what these guys planned. That could possibly make it interesting on fuel, especially with the 65% load. I mean, looking at this track, it's a 1.33 mile race surface. Ooh, that is that's cutting it close for running as many laps as they need to right here.
Yeah, and when I was making that run earlier, I was trying to do a fuel run, but for the life of me, I couldn't find where the fuel run or what fuel load they run. So I was like, you know what? Zach will know. Zach always knows. Zach always knows. Then you come in here. I didn't get a chance to run a lap. I was like,
Yeah, I can possibly find something here in a few moments that could let me know a little bit of data here, but it's definitely just looking at the distance of the racetrack and thinking in my mind, it's going to be tough to make this distance still with a 65% fuel load with these extra laps. So we'll see if anybody has issues with it, but that's something we'll have to be paying attention to throughout this races. These drivers are going to have to navigate that while they race on this tough concrete surface as they look to get double file back up. I believe we'll most likely be getting the 1 to green this time by.
Yeah, we'll see the lights most likely come off the pace car here and get going green to start stage 2. Fensler wins stage 1. There will not be a Grand Slam tonight as Ray Lane had the pole.
No, there will not be. So, no freaky fast Grand Slam here tonight, but it's going to be still a battle. As if Lane can get out front, though, I tell you, his tire damage that he had there at the end, the way he dropped back so much, he stayed so close for so long that I think that was down to him just trying so hard to pass in the dirty air. He's going to have to hope that Fensler makes a mistake, and I tell you, that right there is something we don't say very much.
No, we don't. And yeah, I was watching Ray Lane, and that was exactly what I was touching on, how my races go. I sit up there in the front, and then I can't manage tires, and I start dropping like a rock. And he wasn't too slow to fall too far back, but he was falling away from Fensler, and that just goes to show you how well Fensler saves his tires, keeps them cool, and keeps going forward.
That he does. We'll see what Robert Rader can do in the 53 this time. He was very, very quick during that first portion of the stage near the end, especially. As we look to take the green flag. Pace car is in. Fensler looking for the flag. There he goes. Green is out. And look at that. Robert Rader, great start on the bottom. He's going to get directly side by side with the 55. They're going to have to race down here in the 1.
Yeah, Fensler with another great start. He is ruthless out there. He takes no prisoners.
Yeah, he does not. That guy is driving away as the battle for second and for the 5th position rages on. Looks like he will ride on board Earhart as he battles with Orlando Jr. for that position.
Yep, we're on board with Earhart. You can see him battling the loose condition with the 27 right above him there. He got a little squirrely coming off 4. These tires are real slick for these first 4 or 5 laps, and you're seeing that now. As we ride on board here, let's see it. It's better off 2. Off 2 is not too much, and then 4 is the tricky corner. That corner I was having trouble in practice. That comes up on you in a hurry.
Yeah, 4 is what we've heard this week. It is the corner that these guys are struggling with, and at the moment, you can see him working these race cars. Still that battle for second going on as Robert Rader finally makes the pass, but does he slide up the racetrack and let that 55 get the run off? We'll see down the back straightaway. It looks like he's able to hold on here as they go down it. Man, what a great pass from Robert Rader now.
Yeah, just like that, Fensler opens the gap up a bit quicker than he did the last time. He's got a little more breathing room than the beginning of the last run, and he's going to be out for a Sunday drive unless Rader can reel him back in.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what Fensler wants to play into his hands. Is these guys battling behind him, giving him time to save his tires. So we'll see how it plays out. But he's at the moment opening that gap up to about 0.8 of a second back to the 53 of Robert Rader. And I can tell you, Rader also, he's a very methodical driver, it seems like, in his first 4 races. He's going to save some tire 2 here, but he cannot give up that position at the same time with Ray Lane, because if he gets the long run speed going, he wants nobody in front of him so he can have a straight shot towards that 5.
Yeah, exactly. And you see them starting to get single file like they were in the last run, and they're just going to let those tires, warm up a little bit and see if they can move forward. But Fensler, Rader, Lane, Loveland, they're all right there, putting a little bit of a gap on the rest of the field.
Yeah, it seems like that's a similar situation where we had the first run in stage 1 as we're looking to go to lap 70 here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight at the Nashville Superspeedway. For stage number 2.
Sorry about that, Zach. You got Lane up there trying to battle Rader, takes away second now.
Yeah, he's got back to the inside now and trying to make that move here. As we can see to Loveland also pressuring them. They'll look to maybe take advantage of some type of situation here, but Rader looks like he's able to close the doors, working that outside groove. He's able to hold off the 55, so passing right now looks very tough.
Yeah, the track, you can't make a pass on the high side like you could at a Kansas or Chicagoland or Texas, but you can defend it here. It makes it tough. That car, when you're down low and you got someone up above you, your car's going to want to push, and you're not going to be able to get on it like the guy on the outside can.
Single file action throughout the field. So we're 39 laps in the books here at the Nashville Super Speedway. And this is definitely an interesting racetrack with it being a concrete surface. This is something we don't see common, tracks of. Only 2 tracks, well, I guess you could say 3 tracks utilize it, since Martinsville has it in the corners technically in the bottom lane, but Bristol and Dover being the 2 tracks primarily made of concrete. Now here at the Nashville Super Speedway, we're seeing this, but also we have the chances of the Nashville Fairgrounds coming into action. That's an asphalt short track, so I would love the idea of possibly having 2 races in Nashville at some point for NASCAR.
Yeah, they've been making some good decisions scheduling wise. I think with the new tracks they're implementing, they've been implementing a lot more road racing, and a lot of NASCAR fans aren't used to seeing so many road races. Me being one of them, but they are putting out for a good show.
Oh, they definitely are. Now we'll have one of those this weekend at Walkersville, so that'll be fun to watch. But this is even fun to watch here too. Ray Lane looking back at James Loveland for this 3rd position, trying to hang on. Qualified on pole, beat Kinsler to that, but man, he's had a good first stage, but right here lost that position to Robert Rader. Has been trying to get it back. I tell you what, he's in jeopardy of losing another spot from Loveland if he can't get a good enough run on this 53.
Yeah, I've been watching Loveland just lurking back there. I don't know if he's just saving tires. He doesn't want to battle and lose more time to the guys ahead. But I think he's got something for these two drivers in front of him. He's just lurking like a shark in water.
He's got his prey, and he's hunting him down right now. He's trying not to, burn his stuff up. I think that's, like you said, he's kind of just lurking right now. And back to the 11 of Peyton Presley. He's running the 11th position. He's up from 16th to 11th, and Jake Williams behind him at 18th to 12th. So some big movers there for these guys.
Yeah, and you got a couple packs, forming now. Tires are warmed up, and now they're not maybe battling the cars turning sideways as much as they are, just trying to get good rhythm and start moving forward here, pick up positions, and you see guys that were starting in the back of the pack getting closer and closer to that top 10.
Yeah, that they are. A lot of people starting to crawl their way forward there. As you see the 9 now working the inside. The 21 of Christopher Heights trying to get position on him and get back towards this front as they race off of turn 2 down the back straight.
Yeah, you got Huffstedler in 6th, Earhart in 7th, Alves in 24th, or in the 24, in 8th. Those three guys are getting close to bunching up here and battling.
Looking at some data that I found. I've been doing searching while we've been sitting here broadcasting, and I found something. It's looking like with the fuel load we have here tonight, the 65% load, about 41 to 42 laps. And that, that's going full bore, of course. So that's interesting, because at that last stage, being 50 laps, you run at least 4 laps under caution possibly into that stage. That's going to give you about a 46 to 45 lap run down to the end of this race. And, those numbers could grow a little bit as the run goes on and fuel consumption gets lower and lower as you're off the throttle more. Could somebody attempt to take that final stage and attempt to stretch it out? I mean, that's something I think you can see somebody doing, especially if they come down to top off.
Yeah, and even more so sooner than that. About this stage here is going to be about 42 laps because we had that caution come out early. So it'll be a good indicator if we start seeing guys go down pit road before the stage ends. If they can indeed make it, if they do go green, then we're going to be, go green and finish out the stage. That's going to put us in a curious predicament for the stage 3, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's going to definitely put us in an interesting situation. So looking now at the 24, Nick Alves. He's worked his way up from 12th to 7th. And Alves, one of the drivers up near the top of the board in practice, so just didn't get the qualifying time that he possibly wanted as he's working his way forward. But you also got Marshall Wilson there in the 23. He's trying to go forward on Trevor Earhart, who's starting to go backwards a little bit for that 25 this year.
Yeah, he was up towards the front, and he's slowly dropping back throughout the race. You got Lane, who was our pole sitter. He seems to be, I don't know if it's Fensler is so good on the restarts, or if Lane's been caught napping a little bit on the 3 restarts we've had. But Lane has only lost positions really on restarts. So he tried getting Raider back, and then you got Loveland, who's just been lurking there. You got Orlando, Huffstedler. Presley's worked his way up into the top 10. You got guys that are slowly falling back, and some guys slowly trickling forward. It's just good racing out there, tight racing, and knock on wood, we've only had 2 cautions.
Oh, and we got a battle for second now. Raiders under attack for Ray Lane, as we talked about him losing positions under the restarts there, now in position to take that position back. But Raider's going to fight hard on the outside. We see him already attempt to try to do this pass. Raider got back around. Can he do it this time? They go down to 1 and 2. Raider not giving up here, as I believe the 55 is going to clear. Can he do it? Yes, he can. He pulls up ahead. Ray Lane back up the second.
seen Loveland trying to take advantage of that, and get underneath the 2, move up into 3rd. And I'll tell you what, we're about at that point in the run where we were before that last caution came out to end stage 1, and that gap isn't as big for Fensler as it was in the first stage, and he's just out there enjoying the gap, and he might just be saving his stuff and making sure he runs a clean lap time after time, and just counting down the laps for the stage.
You know, at this point, Jason Fields, just from what I've watched, man, you know, sometimes he goes out and gets these big leads, and you expect, man, he's probably going to start to struggle at some point, or does that lead start to crumble down? And man, he just seems to always just build on these things. And, don't know how the 5 does it, but he just does it week in and week out, just showing the strength that he has, and carrying it over from the truck right to the Xfinity car like it was nothing.
Yeah, and you got Murphy up into the top 10 now. You got we're taking a look at the 3 car. He's been running a steady race, clean car, and you got Heights looking to peak at Presley for the 11th position. And some guys, these guys are all just impressed with how they've been racing.
Oh yeah, they've been racing very, very strong out here. Good at the 3 of Jacob Sekovich. He had a good run at Daytona, hasn't had a great run since. But right now running in the 16th position, up ahead of him, Jake Williams in the 29 machine, 18th to 15th. He's going to look to battle Cody Dorsey in the 84 to get back by. And this has been somewhat of a gaggle back here of guys just battling. It's like David Buell got past the 3 as we can continue on here on lap 55.
Yeah, this is just outside the top 10 here. This is where the closest racing on the track has been, for the most part, outside of that battle for second we were watching. And good to see Buell's out there. I don't know. He probably ended up with his taking his fast repair, but having a nice little rebound here.
Yeah, it looks like he got that right front fixed up, and he's going forward as he's going to go past Cody Dorsey also. That's going to be 24th to 15th for David Buell, so that's a great drive for him. And I tell you what, he's shown a lot of pace here in these Xfinity cars now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. I'm watching him, but he's just driving away from those 2 he just passed. He's looking like he's coming on pretty strong here.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten better as the year has gone on, and really switched to this car, I think, something. But look at Parker Johnson also making the pass in the 48. He gets by Cody Dorsey to slide himself up to 16th. So Dorsey going backwards in the 84, so back to 17th at the start, 14th. And maybe just thinking big picture here, because we have to go the farthest distance we've seen so far to that lap 70.
Yeah, he's losing time fast. I'm wondering if he just ate up his tires, or if he maybe brushed the wall. It's got a little damage. I'm not sure, but he is losing quite a bit of time. Jacob's going to come.
Definitely looks like he's dropping back there as Jacob does come to the inside there to make that pass. At 15 though there of John Magner. Back here in 19th, he's got Dennis still in the 1 directly behind him. They're still battling up. Here's looks like the 84 going to come back to the inside of the 3 up ahead. So the 3 and 84 been battling hard as we jump back now up to James Loveland.
Yeah, Loveland did get past Rader there from third. I missed that pass. And then you got, looks like Orlando is in 5th. Alves is slowly bringing him in too. He's about 8 tenths back now. So he's closing that gap slowly.
And what is interesting is Rader dropping back to 4th. He was very strong at the end of the last one. So right here, changing up, I think guys learned, and that's the one thing I noticed from stages. Guys can learn how to really make up their deficits from the first stage and make them strengths in the next stage.
Yeah, and you think about it too, Rader, he was battling Lane a couple times on the outside trying to keep that second position. Maybe used up his tires a little more than he would have liked, and maybe that's why we see him starting to struggle just a little bit. He's really losing pace.
Definitely starting to lose some pace there, and in that car was a complete lap 60. Put it in the books. Jason Fitzgerald still a 2.2 second lead over Ray Lane, who they've been kind of somewhat matching lap times back and forth to keep it at that distance. Same with James Loveland there in the third position. Those guys are bouncing lap times back and forth. Man, Loveland came very close to the wall there on the exit and almost got the right side of that car. Well, actually did get the right side a little bit with 56.
Yeah, and you see right here on board with the 27-24, looking to battle here for fifth. And Orlando's been quiet, but he's been running solid there most of the race.
Yeah, Orlando Jr.'s been there pretty much the whole entire time, like you said there, Ryan. And Alves, though, been coming forward, same with Hosteller there in 6th and 7th. So this dude definitely going forward as time is going.
Yeah, and you got about looks like a 3-car battle heating up as Earhart continues to fall back as well, just behind these two. And you got Wilson and Murphy slowly been moving up.
Yeah, Wilson definitely to 23. Also another driver been kind of hanging around that position all night long. Murphy there, he had to rebound. Something happened with him. I'm not sure if he had some type of mistake on pit road, but he's rebounding from that guy himself back up with him. He's looking all over the place here to get by this 23 of Marshall Wilson. Murphy's had a strong run in the Xfinity car. He's shown a lot more pace in this car than he did in the Truck Series last season.
Yeah, these guys are looking good. Running in the top 10. Presley was in the 10th position for a while before Murphy got up there and got by him, but he hasn't gone away. He's still lurking back there. There's a little gap there between the 11 and the 9, but Presley definitely not giving up.
Yeah, Presley's still having a solid run there, up 5 positions from that starting spot. Chris Rice behind him, up 7th spot. So great run for a few guys here tonight early in the going, as we just got past halfway. About 5 laps ago is 65 laps in the books as we start 66, looking for that stage caution at lap 70, and it's looking like everybody should be doing fuel. Nobody yet elected to pit.
Yeah, we just crossed that threshold. Knock on wood that there's no caution to end this stage, and we'll see. We got some tight racing here, and it's going to be a battle for a top 10, stage point here.
Yeah, it's definitely getting pretty interesting there at that point. Justin Stunner, though, in the 33, not having the night he's wanted. He's a lap down. Remember, early in the grass, spun out. And right now, running that position is looking at the Ford machine of Jeff Glover. He just went a lap down as there goes by the second place man of Ray Lane to lap the Ford machine as he's 1 lap down. So that's the battle for the lucky dog there is Stunnard and Glover. We'll see who can hold on to that, but it looks like Stunnard with the faster lap.
Yeah, that's a good rebound for him. I know he's had a tough start to the season. I missed last week's race. I didn't much get to see what he did there, but he's had some hard luck. And looking towards the front, Lane is actually reeling in Fensler here. Of course, he's not going to have any time to catch him, but Loveland and Rader have both fallen off pace, and Lane has actually reeled in Fensler. And maybe it has to do with that lap traffic, but it's going to be a good finish, a good start to the race, a good finish to the stage for Lane here.
Yeah, he's actually, like you said, picked the pace up in that 55. So we'll see if he dropped back that spot too. So I think he can really have something possible in that final stage. And how are they going to play that final stage too? We've seen that it's kind of going to be mixy with fuel, at least in the numbers I got. I don't think these top guys are going to be thinking about fuel. I think they're going to be thinking about stopping and Do you undercut Fensler, stay right with him, undercut him? Do you try to overcut him? I mean, there's a lot of questions to go in this final stage as we're on the final lap here for stage number 2. And Fensler, super dominant through the first 2 stages, but can Ray Lane mount a charge as he's been looking very quick here in the closing moments of this stage?
Yep, and you see Presley back there battling in the 10th spot. You had that 4-car battle for 10th. Presley's going to sneak in there and get the 10th spot from Wilson, who was in 9th trying to get up on Earhart. He ended up losing 2 spots to Murphy and Presley. Missed out on stage points.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There's the caution comes out for the stage. And Jason Fensler, like I said, winning that stage. Congrats to him there on another stage win in that 5 machine. These guys are going to be looking to get service done on these race cars. And while they come down pit road and get a service done under the stage, we're going to go to a quick commercial break here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting.
Well, you want to be the best. You can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
All right, we are back, everybody, as we got the action here. Green flag just coming out for stage, or the final stage here tonight at the Underdog Racing League. And man, oh man, Finsler with a great jump. But I tell you what, Ray Lane able to stay in second this time. And we also talked about the fuel mileage still. A few drivers coming in and topping off there, Ryan. I think that's going to be an important situation when we come down to the end of this race.
Yeah, whether it's going to be close or not, we do believe it's going to be close. When you're towards the back half of the field, why not top off and maybe you get lucky and you can steal yourself a win or even a top five. You got Fensler off to another great restart, and like you said, Lane holds on second. We'll see if that changes things up a little bit in the later run.
Yeah, I think this could change it up, but now Loveland, he's trying to change that picture that we talked about. He dove it to the inside of Ray Lane there. And man, oh man, that got close between those two. He was able to clear him as they came off the corner for this final stage. I think it's about to get pretty spicy here because also, you know, with the fuel mileage, if these guys aren't confident they can make it up front, when do they start coming? That's going to be the question. You know, 50 laps here. Really not going to be a 50-lap run. Really looking at about more of a 45-lap run. I'm thinking you got to pit at least, I'd say 25 to go. I'd say that's got to be the window. So around that 95 point. So that's not far away. I think you're going to see these guys push very hard for track position.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think about it now. That last run was a little longer than 40. This one, like you said, is going to be about 45. So we're right there. Those guys that topped off, I think they're going to be good to make it. And if you're going to pit in this stage fuel, like you said, about lap 25, you get to lap 15, you've made your bed, and you're going to have to lay in it, and hopefully it's a cozy bed.
That you better hope so for sure. As saving fuel here, you know, that'd be interesting. This track does have a lot of off-throttle time, so it does play to that role. But man, it's going to be fun to see who can pull this off. Can Jason Finsler win both stages? Not win the pole, so no freaking crash Grand Slam, but win both stages again here tonight and get his back-to-back victory. Or actually, it'd be his third in a row. He's on a roll, actually, just thinking about that, because Homestead last week and then the week before at the Daytona Road Course, I mean, for the opening 3 races, he's had a pretty good season so far after winning both stages tonight here at Nashville.
Yeah, and that's another unique point about this track. You're on the brakes here. You know, it says super speedway going back to being all these different characteristics. For being a super speedway, quote unquote, and acting as if it's a speedway, you're on the brake from lap 1. A lot of braking in here, and you know, as the run goes on, you're not on that throttle that often throughout these corners. So you could save fuel here and still be fast.
That's a very good point. You know, sometimes we hear people say when they save fuel, they go faster because you start backing things up, going a little bit slow on entry, makes the car work a little bit less hard, works your tires a little less hard, and in the end, makes you make a little bit more speed. But at that moment right now, Finsler out front, but Lane not letting him get away. This is a good picture to see, because I tell you, I think pit strategy could possibly come down to the whole situation here with these guys up front. Now, will the guys who saved the fuel to make it to the end, will they be going fast enough to hold off this group with how far out front they will be? That's going to be the question we have to see. It could be very close for Finsler to get back around to get those guys who saved the fuel.
Yeah, and you see Huffstetler here. You got Justice Murphy, Marshall Wilson all battling, quote unquote for 8th. Huffstetler and Alves have been moving up along with Orlando. They must have had a little bit of a hiccup either on the restart or pit stall, because they both lost a couple positions here since the restart.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they have. So must have been some type of hiccup for them to slide them back here late in this going here, and that's not what you want to see. This track's been looking pretty tough to pass so far. As right now, our top 7 have somewhat pulled away and have formed a little bit of a train here. And Alves showing some good pace. I mean, Alves just really had a great night. If he can break into the top 5 lane to go in that 24, I would say could be the driver of the day.
Yeah, and you see a gap here with Huffstetler. He might be one of those guys that is questioning fuel strategy and maybe just taking it easy, easy on the throttle, less fuel consumption, and maybe he's just hoping for these guys in front to be short.
And at the moment, he's starting to pull the gap a little bit here, about 7/10 here around lap 87. Maybe Finsler knowing urgently that he's going to have to make a pit stop here at some point. He might have pulled a little bit of pace out of his back pocket, because, man, that lap right there was a burner, 31:46 to Ray Lane's 31:59. So, a 10th and a half there almost for Finsler in the back pocket there. He pulls out. We'll see if Ray Lane can respond. What has Loveland got? And also Robert Rader, he used up a little bit of tire, I think, that last run. But this run, if you're going to if you think you can make the full distance, you need to be saving. But if you don't think you're going to be able to do that fuel mileage strategy, it's all about using the tire here, because that's a short little run that's not going to really help the safe tire.
Yeah, you see Finsler, the gap is kind of leveled off. It grows, and then it seems like Lane brings it Finsler a little bit. So maybe Finsler's better on one half of the track, and Lane's a tad bit better on the other half.
We're right on board here, Robert Rader in the 53. He's in his 4th position at the moment. Coming down here to turn 1, we'll hear exactly what it sounds like to ride on board here at the Nashville Super Speedway. This track is very, very unique to the schedule, and it's cool to see something new come to the schedule, of course, and it's such a cool market. Can't wait to see the years go on of great racing here, and when they bring the next gen cars here next year, they will put on another great show like they did here in the car we just had this season. So at the moment, up front still, Jason Finsler about 0.6 of a second over Ray Lane. It looks like that gap goes back and forth between 6 to 8 tenths. But here at the moment, lap 91, we're nearing pit stops if they're going to happen. Let's watch what these drivers do.
Yeah, quick couple notes on earlier. Justin Stunner ended up being the lucky dog at that stage break, and he's moved up a few spots up into the top, 17th. And we've also had our first casualty of war with the 81 of Wildermuth calling it quits just before the end of the second stage there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that 81 bringing it behind the wall. It's going to end his night early here at the Nashville Super Speedway. At the moment, we're watching a great battle between the 21 to 15 here with John Magner, Christopher Heights. You got Stunner directly ahead of him. Also, Jake Williams in the 29 machine. And these are the drivers, a lot of them who topped off here in that last stage break. And I think they sit in the best position to make it Justin Stunnard, I believe, of those drivers is the leaders who did that. About 13 seconds back from Jason Finsler here. We'll see how it works out with Finsler and them pitting the Delta, how far they have to come back around. But man, if this ends up playing out in these guys' favor, they could walk out of here one happy driver for getting a victory here under fuel, because that, you know, those victories, they happen so rarely, and when you get them, you just feel like you master class the whole field.
Yeah, especially with Justin, the way his race has gone, you know, he got in that early wreck. He had to go a lap down, got his lap back. Now he's got about 2 laps extra fuel than the leaders, and man, what an interview that would be if he ended up sneaking out of here with the win.
Oh yeah, that would be some type of special interview for sure, as we'll be coming by to complete lap 95 here very quickly. And that right there is going to be 25 to go when Finsler gets to the line. You know, if we see a pit stop happen, it's going to be happening pretty soon, unless these drivers feel confident. You know, we'll see up here. That's what's going to decide this all. Is 25 to go now for Finsler. He's opening the gap up still a little bit more, about 9/10 of a second there now, as Loveland is closed in on Ray Lane. Looks like he's finding something here late to go at Nashville. And, you know, that's the thing. This is a new racetrack. Drivers are going to get better, I think, as this race goes on. They say the best practice is the race.
Yep, and we're looking at, and this is that 25 lap area where we've seen this with Lane in stage 1, or, you know, yeah, stage 1 and stage 2. About the 25 lap mark, he starts to fall off, and then it's like he finds it again after, you know, after about 10 laps, he'll find it again. But it's at the same time he's fallen back the last 2 runs.
Yeah, there you go, losing back to that 3rd position. Robert Rader, though, he's trying to break into the top 3, our top 3 in points there, and do the same thing they did last week at Homestead. They were our top 3, so we'll see how this plays out with 24 to go, but no pit stops happening yet. Maybe these drivers feel confident that they can make the distance. You know, I'm unsure if they can, but if they can, this is going to be very nerve-wracking and nail-biting, because I tell you what, it's going to be very close on fuel.
Yes, it is. And these 3 guys right here on our picture, they've been putting on one heck of a battle all race long.
Yeah, they really, really have. And look at that again. Raider getting by Ray Lane to take the 3rd position. Now, my question is Ray Lane safe fuel? Does he think, you know, these guys, they feel confident, but I don't feel as confident as they do. What if they are a little bit pushing too much and they burn their stuff up and they have to save lane to go while I can push? So we'll see. Maybe it's tires, maybe it's fuel. We'll have to see how it all plays out here late to go. But Loveland at the moment losing time to Finsler each and every lap, unless he can pick it up. Finsler's looking to pull away with this.
Yeah, you're seeing Ray Lane fall back here, and that's a good question. He could very well maybe just trying to take it a little lighter, because especially with Raider, they've been really having one heck of a battle all race long. He kind of just let them go by there in 3 and 4. You have not seen him fall back like this yet this race.
We're riding on board with him here. You can hear he is lifting super early out of that gas and waiting really long on the throttle. So he could definitely be saving some fuel here. I mean, because you got Earhart closing in also in the 25 machine. This is very interesting. And I think we're hearing that pit stops are possibly starting here.
Yeah, you got the 9 coming down pit road. You got, I believe, the 1 car came down pit road. Buell, yep, you got a handful of guys coming in pitting.
Yeah, Peyton Presley, 48 at Parker Johnston. So a lot of guys not feeling confident to make these final 19 laps. And this shook everything up. I think Finsler, he's close to being no, not this time either. Here comes Loveland, he's committed. Here comes Raider, he slides down there. And man, oh man, this is 18 to go. Who's going to have the fuel and who's going to have the right strategy is the question we got to ask. But look at this, Lane definitely dropping back, and Earhart took that second position from him. And he was definitely looking to save some fuel.
And I think that's definitely what he's doing. So he might be stretching it here. He might be trying to stretch it to go. You know, one thing that we could look out for is this is a very tricky pit road to get on. It's not hard to get onto it, but getting from the racing surface to the apron to get it's a little sharp of a turn. It really sneaks up on you. So we could be seeing some guys, you know, as you see Fensler go down pit road, and it's going to give the lead to Lane.
This is definitely shook everything up with 17 to go. Leader pits. I think he was just waiting on the rest of the field to decide when they wanted to pit. So Finsler, see where he comes out compared to Loveland, who undercut there. And same with Robert Raider. They both got on the pit road pretty sideways also. So we'll see where Finsler comes out compared to them. I think Loveland might come out pretty close.
Yeah, and look at that. I don't want to jinx him, but you got that 33 up there, now up to 5th. He's got 4 more guys that he needs to work on here.
Oh, man, the battle down the back straightaway. Looks like Loveland will overtake Jason Finsler with the undercut. But can he hold him off is the question. Finsler all over the back deck lid of that 56. He's made passes look easy tonight, as he's got in the only few times he's dropped back to second. And now a caution on the racetrack. And out front.
That's going to trap Fensler a lap down, Loveland a lap down. And now Lane, Thorpe, Heights, Magner, Stunner, all those guys who are on the lead lap, top 8. Raider ends up still being on the lead lap. You got those guys. They're not going to come down pit road, I don't think. I think this is going to help them make it to the end.
Oh, this is... The question is here, so if someone stays out here, Orlando Jr., only driver, is going to get the wave around there due to the lucky dog. But the other thing I'm looking at here is if everybody pits, everybody gets a wave around. That doesn't pit. So, ooh, man, Finsler and them are not out of this if the rest of the lead lap pits. But if someone does not pit, and I think Robert Raider might be that driver, because he, I think, squeaked by somehow and was on the lead lap there. So with the pit stop. So I'm thinking he doesn't pit here and he traps these guys, but he is behind them in the order here, so they technically could still get it. This is an interesting situation here. We'll have to see. Oh, and he's pitting too, so I think everybody's coming down. Looks like.
Yep, they all come down pit road. 13 to go. I guess, yeah, you could come down. You're still going to be up there. You're going to have your fresh tires. Maybe Raider staying on the lead lap. Those, Lane and those other guys knew with his fresh tires that he was just going to run away with this. So you have Fensler on the class of the field. He hasn't been in the back of, or he hasn't been in the middle of the pack yet. So he's going to have some battling to do now, but he's going to be restarting. As of right now, it looks like 11th.
Oh. I'm not sure what even brought the caution out. That just changed everything. So, yeah, we were sorry about that. We lost that because this just really shook everything up. And Finsler looking for another race win. I think this may have definitely hurt that chance for him. We'll have to see what he can do to drive back through. But with 13 to go, it looks like we'll probably take a green flag with about 11 to go possibly. Oh man, that's a tough time to get back from about that 11th position he'll be.
You know what? If you can't beat Fensler, just wait till he hits the green flag pit stop and pull an oopsie daisies, trap a lap down, and I guess that's how you level the playing field.
Yeah, the only thing stop that man is a green flag pit stop and a yellow. So that is for sure. He's just always so consistent, and it's just, you know, you got to take when you have your shot to beat this guy, you got to take it.
Yeah, he's gonna be trying to come back from 11th, but he's also gonna have, I believe five laps, you know, used up tires. So 5 laps here. Not much of a difference, as we noted earlier. The fall off here isn't that dramatic, but I mean, his tires will be a little more worn in and in tune for that, what I like to call the golden area, lap 5 to 15 of those tires where they're at their peak.
Well, I believe Grant Thrope looks like he'll be a race leader once everybody gets waved around here. As he should be getting the wave here. We go to 11 to go. It'll be 10 to go when we take the green. As all the wave around cars go back around and come to get their lap. As we got about 9 cars, yeah, 9 cars in between the guys there. So James Loveland will be the first one of those drivers. Jason Finsler going to be second. Nick Alves third. Trevor Earhart fourth of the wave round guys.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky. We might not have seen our last caution. You're going to have guys in the back that are faster, trying to, you know, maneuver their way through the field. And on a track where you use braking in the corners, the guys in the back might have a little bit different, you know, braking points than what you're used to. So these guys in the back, Fensler, Alves, Earhart, Hudstetler, got to be careful not to run the guys over that are maybe struggling at this track a little more than you have.
Yeah, that's gonna be very true there, Ryan. So we'll have to see how it plays out. If I'm Ray Lane, I want to get the lead quickly. Grant Thrope, though, with control of this restart here, he's gonna go in the 77 machine, and he gets a good start. That's gonna let Ray Lane, though, clear that second, that third place car. Mr. Heights is the 21 still looking to the inside down into one. Looks like the 55 will clear if we go down here with 10 to go. The 77 to Grant Thrope out front.
You got Stunner taking 4th off the restart. Heights sitting there in 3rd place. You got these guys that have just been hovering around the top 10, you know, roughly the top 10. You had Stunner, obviously, who's had a rough beginning of this race, but good to see him rebounding well. You got new names up there on the top to mix in with Lane and Raider.
First lap there in the books. Finsler up to 10th. Looks like Lane trying to make the move. Grant Thrope, what a move from him to cross over, fake the high line. The 77 drives it in deep. 55 down low. He may have made the move of the race here with 9 to go. Coming to 8 to go. The 55 Ray Lane back to the lead from the pole.
And I think that's just Thorpe being up there. He knows.
Oh, and he loses it out front. Oh, no. Who else is in the grass?
That looks like the 15. John Magner.
Yeah. Wow. That's going to let Finsler slide up to 10th still there, or actually about 7th. Man, oh man, what craziness here. This gives Thrope, Heights, Stunner, and Raider is the one who's really coming forward. He's all over the back of the 33.
This is unbelievable. Now you got Stunner up there. He's licking his chops. He's just got to pick up 2 more guys. And I'll tell you, that'll be the rebound, the biggest rebound I've ever seen. And you see Raider, though, takes that 3rd position away from him. He knows he's hungry. He wants this race. He's been up front all race long.
Oh, man, Raider, what a move there to take that position with 7 to go. Looks like at the moment, things are up to the 7th position still there, holding strong. Leveling up to 8th. Has the front 3 here. Battle it out. Coming to 6th to go. Grant Thrope. What a drive for him. Qualified 8th. Kind of been right there in the mix all race. Hasn't been in the top 5, but man, he's been right there. And he looks like he could possibly come out of here with a win That 30 air pushing hard.
Yeah, they got, they took the words right out of my mouth, literally. I opened my mouth to say, it looks like the 77's overdriving it. These guys up front, knowing that they have a chance, cannot overdrive their cars. It's a short run. The 5 is back there. He's coming. Don't overdrive your car. And right as I go to see that, you see Lane get sideways. You see Magner get sideways. And it's just really spread out the field. And you got these top 4, really top 3 now, as Stundard falls back a little bit. That anyone can win this race right now.
That they can. There goes Raider with the move for second over Christopher Heights. We're going to be coming to 4 to go. And he's into the wall. And you can see just if you push it too hard in 4, it just doesn't give it back. And look at this. Grant Thorpe, he's built his lead up to 8/10 of a second. Out of nowhere, could the 77 bring it home?
Man, this is amazing. All these guys maybe just been stuck in a rhythm and just, in La La Land, watching Fensler run away with another race. And now they're all like, wait a minute, Fensler's trapped in the back. I could push it and maybe win this thing. And that's not what you want to do here. It's very hard not to do that. As we come across 3 to go, and that 77 is off.
Man, 1.1 seconds back to Christopher Heights. Raider still putting the charge on in that 53, trying his best here to get back by Christopher Heights down the back straightaway. Finsler up to 6th here. The 5 running out of time with Orlando Jr. up to 5th behind him. Was stuttered into the outside wall here and letting it go with 2 to go.
Yeah, it looked like the 53 looked like he checked up off 4. And they kind of screwed Stannard up, and he kind of had to slap the wall. But what a difference. We had 118 laps where we've had the same 4 guys up front. All 4 of them have problems on this last run.
Man, oh man, here we go to the white flag. One final time for Grant Thorpe. He's looking for his maiden win here. First one of his career here at the Underdog Racing League. Ran good all night. Took a chance here late in the going. And it's going to pay off to stay out late as he got put in position here to win this thing. He's going to bring it home as we go through 3 and 4 for the final time. Oh, man, what a drive from Grant Thorpe as he wins here at the Underdog Racing League.
Burn it up. Man, I thought Stannard would have been a great interview, but Grant Thorpe's going to have just equally as good of an interview. I'm sure of it.
What a finish, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the 77 bringing home that victory. Robert Raider bringing home his 2nd, and Christopher Heights there, the 21 machine, bringing home the 3rd position. Wow, what a battle. They'll be bringing it down here on the front straightaway of the Nashville Super Speedway to celebrate his race victory here tonight. This was a great one. And it looks like our poll guy, right? We asked about Jason Finsler's going to win on the poll, and the fans voted no, and they were right tonight. No, trifecta of victories here for Jason Finsler. The caution's going to spoil that for him, and he's going to bring it home. It looks like in that 4th position. So what a night here so far. As we'll get ready to go do our interviews as Grant celebrates here on the front straightaway. We'll be back here in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are back here, everyone, at Freaky Fast Broadcasting, as we have our top 3 finishers here tonight for the Nashville Super Speedway. As our third place man, Christopher Heights, here in the 21, we'll go ahead and get a chat in here with him and hear what he thinks about on getting a top 3 here tonight in the Xfinity Series. Hey, Christopher, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man, great to have you up here, Christopher. What a run tonight, man. 19th, the third there. The timely caution there as you take the gamble and stay out, man. And it ends up paying off for you there as you bring home a top 3 finish, man. How was that?
It was definitely an exciting race. It was a fun couple last laps. Definitely playing the fuel strategy. I was hoping the caution wasn't going to come out because me and a couple other guys had it to the end. So, but it was definitely interesting. Nice finish. Glad to be in third.
Yeah, that was actually the next thing. You were the group of guys who, we felt like maybe had a chance to make it there at the end. How close was it going to be for you guys that topped off?
From the group, from what I've heard, there was people with 2 laps good to half a gallon good. So it was within 2 laps.
Wow, very, very close. If that caution did come out, we could have been seeing a different story. But nonetheless, you did a great job with that restart there to hold yourself up there in the third position, man, and really battle hard with your competitors out there, man. So great finish here at Nashville. Now we head off to Texas next week. Christopher, how you feel about Texas, man?
I'm okay with it. I'm not my favorite track, not my greatest track, but definitely excited. I'm loving these cars. I'm having more fun with these cars than anything.
Well, man, we can definitely tell it. It's been a fun time for us up here in the booth also, man. So congrats on third here tonight, Christopher. Before we let you get out of here, man, anybody else to shout to?
Definitely thank you guys for broadcasting. You guys do an excellent job. And Justin and everybody that runs the league, the guys that put on the cars for Sauhegan and RJ Motorsports. But definitely you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you very much, Christopher. You have a great night, man, and we will catch you at Texas, buddy.
See you guys next week.
All right, that was Christopher Heights, your third place man tonight in that 21 machine, but the driver here in second tonight in the 53. Top 3 in points. Another great run for Robert Rader. Let's hear what his thoughts are after coming up just a little bit short of getting that first victory of the season. Hey, Robert, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
I got you, Zach.
Hey, man, what another great run again for you here tonight. And I tell you what, just coming up a little bit short there. I tell you what, if there's anything you could go back and do differently there, I know it's probably not hit the wall, but, just so close to coming up with that victory. How, take us through those last few moments as you had to try to drive through the field there to get back up to that lead.
Yeah, well, the first thing I would do differently is not have the caution there at the end because I took 2 tires there. And I think I had it 1 at that point, but I had to come back down, put 4 on it, coming from 8th, I think, back there, and that was quite the experience. Once I realized that Fensler and them were still caught a lap down, I guess the right side tires kind of saved me there, but then I knew we were gonna have a shot at it, so drove up through there as fast as I could, tried not to run into anybody too hard, and I thought we only had a couple laps to go, and I guess we had more like 4 or 5. So I probably still could have caught him, but I was just trying to get a little extra off of 4. Absolutely destroyed the wall. But car still drove all right after that. Just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, definitely a good job to get back around the 21 there to get in position to get that second place back, man. It's been a great season for you so far. You've been up front for most of these races, man. Looking for a victory. So we head off to Texas next week. How you feeling about Texas, Robert?
Well, we finished 3rd in the Chapman Environmental Services Ford Mustang at Homestead. We finished 2nd tonight. So according to just basic math, I think that means we win next week, right?
Hey, man, that works for me. I've seen it happen plenty of times, that's for sure.
That's the game plan. We'll see if it works.
Well, I hope that's how it shakes out for you next week, man. It's going to be fun to watch at Texas. It's been a great season, like I said, nonetheless, for you. Before we let you get out of here, Robert, anybody wants to shout to, man?
Just the standard stuff, family, Chapman, and congrats to Grant Thorpe on the win tonight, and thank you guys for the broadcast as always.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. You have a great night, man, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that was your second place man of Robert Rader in the 53. Now as we move on to our race winner of Grant Thorpe That is, man, what a drive for this driver, bringing it home in the 77 machine and fighting off the pressure. I mean, he had multiple attempts, had, drivers trying to take the position from him that just, it didn't work. He held them off. Let's hear from your race winner. Hey, Grant, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Loud and clear.
Hey, man, well, congrats on the victory here tonight, man. What a way to pull that off. Man, just take us through there, through the last moments there of that race, because you start with the lead in your hands to go and win this thing, and you go and pull it off. How did you do that, man?
I honestly got really lucky. I was trying to make it on fuel because I knew I just didn't quite have the pace to keep up with those guys. And then the caution came out, kind of fell into my hands. I was restarting up front. Ray he was super quick. He's kind of blew the doors off me, and then he made a little mistake. I got lucky, and I was able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, you definitely did a great job there. As the drivers around you made the mistakes, you were the one able to capitalize on their mistakes and take what that caution gave you there and use that track position to win this race, man. That was super impressive from you. We talked to the other drivers. I don't think you were one of the drivers that topped off, but how close were you to on fuel by saving fuel like you did?
I probably wasn't gonna make it to the end. I was probably gonna be coasting off a third four to the finish, if I was lucky. Like I said, that was my only chance, so kind of needed to get lucky, and I guess I did.
Well, man, it definitely did play out for you there as you got the victory here tonight at the Nashville Super Speedway. This is some great momentum for yourself heading into the rest of the season here, getting the win. How you feel about heading off into Texas next week in that 77 machine, man?
I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to run some practice later this week, and we'll try to figure it out.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, momentum is a key thing here in racing. I can tell you that much from broadcasting. I see it all the time. So hopefully you can carry this on throughout the rest of your season, buddy. Congrats on the race win here tonight at the Underdog Racing League. And before we let you get out here, though, anybody wants to shout to?
I'd like, first of all, you guys. I love going and watching the races over next couple of days. Just kind of review it, see where I can improve. This one's gonna be a little more entertaining, obviously, and definitely the guys at DDE Motorsports, Justice, Jacob, and Peyton. They kind of help push me throughout the week and help me get better.
Well, man, like I said again, congrats on the victory, Grant. Go celebrate this thing, buddy, and we will catch you next week in Texas.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too, man. All right, that was Grant Thrope, your race winner here tonight for the Underdog Racing League. Man, what a drive for that man right there at the Thunder Rolls 160, presented by Ultimate Siding and Gutter LLC of Louisiana here at the Underdog Racing League. But now, let's look at the race results to see where your favorite drivers finished, because, man, it was shooken up there at the end. If you weren't paying attention there at the end, now look at this leaderboard. I'm sure your eyes got very wide as Grant Thrope able to bring home that victory over Robert Rader there in the second position. Third is going to go to Christopher Heights. Finsler going to rebound there from that 11th starting position all the way back to fourth. Orlando Jr. bringing home a solid top five. Sixth going to go to Justin Stutter. Seventh is going to be James Loveland. Eighth is going to be Trevor Earhart. Ninth there, Sean Huffstetter. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Dane Moyer. 11th position going to go to Ray Lane for that 55 machine. 12th is going to be Scott Kierberg. 13th is going to be Justice Murphy. 14th is going to go to Nick Alves. 15th is Marshall Wilson. 16th is going to be Parker Johnson. David Buell in the 17th position. 18th is going to go to Peyton Presley. 19th, Cody Dorsey. 20th is going to be John Magner. 21st, Dennis Steele. 22nd is going to be Jeff Glover. 23rd, Jake Williams. 24th, Jacob Sekrovich. And rounding out your field in the 25th position is Eddie Wildermuth. As that is your race results tonight from the Underdog Racing League. As man, what a night of racing we've had here, Ryan. It was so fun to watch this Nashville Super Speedway action happen right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, and what a finish. A little heartbreak for Fensler. Stunnard was up there. Great win for Grant Thorpe. And, I'm excited for next week. Texas is one of my favorite tracks. I love the racing there. It's going to put on a good show. You can run high, you can run low. And just what a great end to a great race today with the whole shakeup.
Oh yeah, that shakeup definitely sent chills up the spines. I think of a lot of these drivers saying, "Man, what did I need to do right there? What could I have done wrong?" I mean, There's so many different ways to play this back as a driver, and I know a lot of guys will be going back and looking at this one. Also, great to see new drivers like Ray Lane out there too. So we got some great stuff heading here at Texas, where I think the racing could be pretty interesting in this Xfinity car.
It always is. This is one of the better cars on the iRacing platform, and I'm telling you, these drivers that finished near the front, to the top 5, they all are going to be kicking themselves as this is a race that it could have been anyone in the top 10 could have won it after that last caution comes out in the middle, green flag pit stops. You got Raider, who probably was sitting in the best seat on that restart, and he ends up plowing the wall down and is able to save second. You had Stunnard, same thing, plowed the wall. You had Ray Lane lose it off 4, or Magner lose it off 4, all in the last 15 laps, just knowing that it was anybody's race to have. And any of those drivers could have won it at any point in that last run.
Yeah, I think that comes down to this car and this track combination. I just think it's a great combination. This track taking a lot of skill, and it shows you drivers having to push over the edge. And when you push over the edge at this racetrack, you have consequences, and that's what we've seen. So I love that. That's the great part of racing, man. And I can't wait for next week in Texas, though. So make sure you tune in next week here live again on Freaky Fast Broadcasting at 8:30 Eastern here with the Underdog Racing League. But thank you all for tuning in here tonight. Let's send it up to our producer, Robert Moyer Jr., to close out tonight's broadcast here at Nashville Super Speedway.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, man. What a great finish. Wow. First time here at Freaky Fast at Nashville, and we've seen a shakeup, and, man, the guys running in the back, winding up in the front, like Ryan said, and probably said, what the crap am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. But you know what? Grant figured it out because he brings home the victory. And if I remember correctly now there, Zach and Ryan, if he makes enough races, he's locked into the playoffs, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Wow. And I bet you 10-1, I'm not saying that he came into this season thinking that he's going to make the playoffs. I mean, everybody wants to make the playoffs. I mean, that's your goal, is to win and make the playoffs. But you know what? He might have been one of them drivers that came in and said, you know what? I just want to get used to the drivers, get used to the league, because he's new to the league. And now he turns around and finds himself after 5 races. He's in the playoffs. He's like, whoa. He's like a Michael McDowell. Like, all of a sudden I won because it rained. But it actually didn't rain. But not yet. But we do got rain coming in iRacing. Make sure you go check that out over on their Twitter page or Facebook page at iRacing.com. There's a lot of new content coming and hill climbing, and I'm telling you what, there's a lot of things. So make sure you go check them out. But our next televised broadcast will be tomorrow night at 9:20 Eastern, as we will be with Stars and Stripes heading off to Phoenix with these Xfinity cars. So make sure, if you're not busy tomorrow night, got nothing else better to do, tune in here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting at 9:20 Eastern. And the best way to not miss any of that action is to hit that bell button and also hit that subscribe button. That also notifies you on your phone, tablet, computer, or wherever you're at in the world, day or night. You will get that notification when we go live. But hopefully we catch everybody tomorrow night at Phoenix. But until then, Zach, Ryan, me want to say God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Bye, everybody.
Later.